from Washington, great member of Congress that knows exactly some of the damage that the Endangered Species Act has done. And we certainly have experienced that in Texas. We did actually in the House modernize the Endangered Species Act in my first term, 05 and 06. And it was quite an education to me because I thought the Endangered Species Act was all about trying to save endangered species. But I got an education. I found out that was not what the Endangered Species Act was about, because if it was just about saving endangered species, we would have saved a lot more than 1, 2, 3% of the endangered species. And one of the things that we did in that bill that I thought was common sense, because I know there are landowners, I hear about these situations, and that's what they rely on to feed their families. And there is a doctrine that is not an official doctrine known as shoot, shovel, and shut up. Somebody sees an endangered species, they're scared if somebody sees it, then their land will be, the use of it at least, will be taken away, and they'll no longer be able to provide for their family, even though I believe that is a taking anticipated under the Bill of Rights, which requires remuneration. That's not what the courts have found. But in that modernized bill back in my first term, we said, look, if you're going to tell a landowner he can't use his land, she can't use her land, then you ought to pay him because you've taken away the use. And I was shocked to find there were people on the other side of the aisle that said, no, we don't want that in there. Well, but that will save species. People will be more willing to volunteer that they found an endangered species. And the answer was, well, they shouldn't even have that land anyway. So I appreciate the efforts of the gentleman from Washington. Hopefully we can work together because we do indeed care about endangered species, and a modernization will allow us to save a whole lot more than 1, 2, or 3%. Now I yield back to my friend from Washington.